Good morning, everyone. My name is Brianna Redhead, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the popular Japanese television genre of anime and the ways in which it effectively demonstrates a two-way cultural connection and exchange between West and Eastern civilizations. Throughout this presentation, I'll be discussing the 2019 animation series Fruits Basket to illustrate the concepts I'll be exploring. To begin, I'm going to break down what anime is and provide some context and history on the topic, as well as give a brief summary on my chosen example, just so everyone has a better understanding of what it is if you're not already familiar with the material. After this, I'll be exploring the concepts of transcultural circulation and cultural odorlessness in relation to the globalization aspect of anime and how the idea of hybridity enables a further spread of consumers around the globe. Then, I will discuss anime's impact on consumer identity on local and global levels in terms of cultural imperialism, media visibility, and cosmopolitanism. The Cambridge Dictionary defines anime as Japanese films made using characters and images that are drawn rather than real, highlighting it as an incredibly unique style of media that many people are able to identify today. Whilst anime commonly spawns from the adaptation of popular manga comic book series, the concept originates from traditional Japanese art within the Buddhist culture that displayed a sequential narrative within its illustrations, rather than words, reminiscent of the comic books and graphic novels observed today. The first recorded animation was a short 1-minute piece called Katsudo Shashin, which features a young boy riding on a board. Like any film genre, anime has a variety of characteristics that make it easily identifiable to audiences. These include the big eye style, typically used to give character cute and appealing qualities, non-typical color, particularly in hair. This includes bright blues, oranges, and reds, as opposed to the standard neutral colors that we see today, and melodramatic emotions, including action lines, sparkles in the character's eyes, or little icons such as exclamation marks appearing above the character's head in order to display emotion. So the example I have chosen today is Fruits Basket, an anime that derived from a manga series by Natsuki Takaya in the late 1990s and was first developed into an anime in 2001. The series then had another adaptation released just last year, with the second season of the show coming out the beginning of last month. The story of the show follows an orphan girl named Toru Honda who, through school, befriends the Soma family and discovers that they are possessed with the Chinese zodiac, with each of the 12 members of the Soma family representing a different animal that they transform into whenever the character is weak, stressed, or embraced by someone of the opposite gender who does not possess this spirit of the zodiac. The show follows Toru's journey with the Soma family as she learns of their hardships and the importance of giving and receiving love and generosity from both herself and the others around her. The name of the show also reflects the popular Japanese children's game of the same name, which is also partially referred to throughout the series. The program is a co-production between TMS Entertainment, one of Japan's oldest and most renowned anime production companies, and Funimation, an American company that specializes in distributing and dubbing foreign content. I've chosen this material as I believe it is an accurate representation of the current relationship between East and West cultures and the benefits they have to offer one another, as well as emphasizing the impact of globalization and identity not only in the Asian culture but around the world. Looking at anime and globalization, interestingly, the two key points of the genre that make them so globally impactful are opposing assets, that being transcultural circulation and its overall lack of cultural odor. Transcultural circulation is the idea that a certain material embodies aspects of many cultures, thus allowing for a greater audience attraction, affirming Strophar's theory of cultural proximity, wherein audiences are more drawn to the local and familiar content rather than the exotic. In Fruits Basket, we see the influence of many cultures, the influence of Chinese culture through the reference of the zodiac and their religious beliefs, the Japanese culture through the housing, food, and flora depicted within the show, and even the Western culture through the overall physique and look of the characters. The multicultural agenda of the show therefore reflects the forces of globalization through its familiarity and relatability to audiences. Conversely, the idea of anime as being culturally odorless encourages globalization for the exact opposite reason. Fennell describes this as lacking clearly identifiable Japanese national, racial, or ethnic markers, therefore not restricting it to a Japanese audience via proximity and relatability. Iwabuki argues that the Japanese's use of hybridism in their media industry to establish economic power within Asia reflects their imperialist past, as they seek to format their productions to fit the attractions of the Western world. He says their media landscape mirrors the shifting asymmetries of transcultural flow, as both a borrower and lender of content and culture that is easily consumed by Western audiences. The work of Funimation in the production of Fruits Basket assists in this, dubbing the program into the English language to promote globalization by increasing availability to a Western audience who don't understand the Japanese language and may not engage with the series otherwise. Whilst the Japanese influences previously mentioned do not go unnoticed within the series, the decided odorlessness of the piece demonstrates how contemporary cultural features of a country of origin and images or ideas of its national are associated positively with a particular product in the consumption process. And that's a quote from Irabuki. Steering away from globalization, it is important to comprehend the impact anime has had on constructing identity across the Eastern culture. Popular culture of all kinds, anime included, is worshipped across Asia, with many characters and celebrity figures being deemed aspirational by its consumers. Abedin and Gwyn discuss the idea of reflexivity, wherein an individual creates their own lifestyle choices to reflect and essentially become that of the content they idolize, in this case, anime characters. The trend of skin lightening has become increasingly popular in Asia as a means to create the perfect self, with ancient Chinese proverbs indicating that a white complexion can hide several flaws. As a result, we observe the cultural imperialism still present throughout the Eastern culture, wherein individuals aspire for a Western-like white skin to appear more beautiful and cute like the characters they see on TV. Further, the achievement of such beauty leads to the process of media visibility, in which people want to show off their desirable looks with a large community as a way to approve and validate their actions. Regarding anime specifically, we see the emergence of a multitude of online forums and international conventions that allow individuals across the globe to engage with other fans and celebrate a united love for the culture, from a simple conversation to more extreme actions like cosplay and roleplay, as an attempt to fully embody the anime lifestyle and aesthetic. On your screen, you'll see a variety of media accounts and pages solely dedicated to Fruits Basket, where thousands of fans from all over the world come together to share their opinions, creations, and overall love for the show. Other platforms create roleplay groups, where each user embodies the characters from the series and acts them out, interacting with one another in unique scenarios, offering fans extended content from outside the series. Discord, a popular gaming communication platform, is very popular for this purpose. Additionally, the Instagram hashtag FruitsBaskets Roleplay has over 5,000 posts, with many fans sharing their cosplays, photos, and costumes with one another. Alternatively, I also found a blog called Ethics Baskets, which analyzes the series, both manga and anime, critiquing the overall ethical value of the story and its occurring events, emphasizing that not all consumers take away the surface level aspects of characters and storyline, but also the underlying messages and dive deeper into the contents of the show. All of this affirms Moll's idea of cosmopolitanism, suggesting that these actions are enabling viewers to imagine the lives of other people living in other places around the world, to locate their own lives in this global context, thus creating a cosmopolitan connection within a global community and extending the overarching sense of identity and belonging to a far wider community. However, though it is clear anime generates a large cultural influence, this does not stand for all consumers of the content. Some fans simply enjoy the unique experience and exotic foreign nature of anime in comparison to their own lives, and whilst they don't feel the need to devote themselves to the genre by joining all the mentioned groups, they appreciate being able to experience something new that expands their cultural horizons outside of their everyday life. In this way, the impact of anime in identities on both local and international levels is reflective of the commonly discussed two-way cultural exchange between West and East. In conclusion, Japanese anime illustrates the cultural relationships between Asia and the Western community in many ways. Its multicultural approach and influence evokes a sense of familiarity among viewers, whilst simultaneously appearing culturally odorless, as a way to break cultural stereotyping and exclusion, thus encouraging globalization as a result. The sense of identity created by the production of anime speaks across local and international stages, developing a united worldwide fan base. In the same way, such identities can be taken to the extreme, in which individuals aspire to become one of these characters, demonstrating the cultural imperialism and cosmopolitanism that Asian culture still adheres to, as a means to seek approval from its Western counterpart. Although the Asian media scene is still very clearly transitioning in these ways, Anime is a substantial representation of the global connection Asia has achieved with the Western civilization, but also the work that still remains. Thank you.